Poor Bear, it really is going to take him some time to get over this. I think it's going to be quite a long time before he's alright again, and I don't think any of us can blame him. I loved all the stuff with him and Aaron. I love how everybody in the village is actually on Bear's side, and it's like that man was an absolute monster who abused you, used you as a slave, was so horrible, and yeah, like everybody's on Bear's side. The only thing we really need now is to get Moira out and stop her being accused of this situation when she didn't do anything. Obviously, Graham riding to the rescue, wasn't he, with the car situation with Joe and Kane. Honestly, Kane needs to listen to him a little bit, but also Kim has spotted them two together, so this ain't going to be good news, is it? Obviously, Joe breaking into Kane's and he found the Graham breaking into Kane's and he found the letter, didn't he? So he's realised that Kane's got cancer and he's trying to back off a little bit, but at the same time, how is he going to do this without upsetting Joe? Because obviously Joe is so desperate, and Kim, to get Kane and Moira's land, and they will stop at nothing to get Butlers, the holy Butlers. So yeah, who knows how this is going to end up going. But it can't be good news that Kim's seen Graham and Kane, because obviously Graham was trying to make the big deal with him and stuff and say, look, I'm not going to tell anybody and blah blah blah. But of course Kim's seen them and seen them shaking hands, and she's obviously going to tell Joe, because what else is she going to do? So I loved everybody helping Kane with the sheep and the fact that they saved them, and I also loved Vinny and Lewis. Finally, that was just the best thing ever, and the fact that Lewis is like, look, we'll go as slow as you need to, and Vinny's like, no, actually, I'm buzzing for the next thing. I want us to be with each other. Just the absolute cutest. Loved that so much. So Joe and Graham, I'm not going to lie, obviously Joe's basically caught me, and I don't think Graham was too happy with that. But Graham is really just trying to do the right thing by Kane, like he is in a way, and obviously Graham knows about Kane's diagnosis and having cancer, so yeah, he is just trying to do the right thing. And obviously Graham's like to Kim, this is all you're doing, and Kim's all happy, thinking that it's all went her way. So, I mean, I don't know if it was a good idea that Bear went or not. I feel like it probably was a good idea, and like I think because Bear is obviously more understanding of the situation now, he's kind of like, you know, it's the least I could have done. And obviously he wasn't happy for Paddy having a go at Laurel about it all, was he? So Sarah, she's trying to help Kane, but Kane just is not one for listening, is he? Also love how happy Mandy was for Vinny and Lewis. I love them two together. And I love the fact that Gabby supported it as well. I know that it might have been hard for her, but yeah, I love the fact that she supported it. And speaking of Gabby and everybody, obviously she was trying to tell Arthur to behave a little bit better, and basically Laurel and Arthur got into another argument, and it's come to the point where he's hurt her, like she cracked her head. So yeah, it's not looking too good. Poor Laurel, what is she going to do about this? I actually feel sorry for Laurel, and I don't usually, but I actually do, because like obviously she is just trying to get away from a bad situation. She's trying to understand, and like she's just struggling with how she can fix this. And I've said this before in another video because I heard it on the Inside Soap podcast, but I feel like this could be the start of a parent-child abuse situation for Arthur and Laurel. Bear is absolutely breaking my heart in every single scene. I love that one with the drinking with him and Laurel, and like Laurel managing to take it off him and Laurel understanding. It was so good, and him smashing the mirror was another amazing scene. Like Joshua's just doing an amazing job with the story, and Bear is just breaking my heart all the time, because I really do feel sorry for him. Like he doesn't deserve to feel like this, you know what I mean? He did what he had to do because Ray was such a nasty evil person, and I just feel so bad that this is what's come to for him. So Sarah, obviously, she's really trying to help her granddad. I hope Kane starts listening to her, but at the same time, I don't think that anybody's going to want Sarah being in trouble. So yeah. There was a lot of hospital stuff today, obviously. Poor Bear, basically, he had went away and he had went to the hospital, and he's trying to get a doctor to listen to him and say that like he's struggling to sleep and he needs some like help with sleeping. And obviously because of everything that Ray's done to him with pills and everything like that, they're obviously quite reluctant to doing anything for him, and basically he nearly strangled Jacob. He was at Jacob in the hospital, which I feel bad for Jacob because it's definitely got Jacob into a little bit of trouble. But I also hope that like they're trying to give Bear this mental health assessment, but the problem is Bear's obviously went away again, so I mean what's going to happen when they find them is just so sad. And so the other big hospital thing is obviously Laurel. So basically, Laurel is obviously in quite a bad way after what Arthur's done to her. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, she can't remember what happened. But yeah, I can just see this all getting worse, and I actually feel really sorry for her because, like, you can just tell she's so confused. Like, she doesn't know how this has happened. So Debbie, like she's just so blind when it comes to Carol. She wants to absolutely see the best in him, and obviously I think she feels really guilty that she's his mum and she's missed all these years and everything like that because she never told the truth. And yeah, I just think it's absolutely hitting her like a ton of bricks, and I really don't think that she knows what to do about it. Obviously she tried to get Ronnie to transfer some money, and Ronnie's like, "Look, he's playing. Yeah, I'm not going to do that." So yeah, and then Carol being in the bistro when Ed and Ronnie were there, and like he was winding Ronnie up as he does because he was looking to try and get a reaction and everything. Well, poor Steve, he never had a very good day, did he? Basically, he was all finding out that basically Jim owes all this rent and he's left it all to Steve to have to fix out, which Steve basically hasn't got. So then obviously everybody's like, why do you not try and track your dad down and say, what are you doing this for, and try and work it out? So obviously he does, he finds out he's in hospital. So this is really sad. This is going to obviously lead into the end of Jim and Steve finding out that he is going to die. So yeah, it's pretty sad. I felt horrific for Bernie. She was so terrified, wasn't she? She was absolutely petrified. Yeah, Mal was really freaky, wasn't he? Like, honestly, I think he might be telling the truth that he does have feelings for her, but obviously like he's going really extreme with it and everything. And I did feel bad for Bernie, like I was saying, because honestly she was so terrified. Like even when she went back home and like the cross on like the paper bit on the picture and things like that, like the covering of the picture, and yeah, it's just, yeah, he's creepy, innit? So Jodie, obviously Olivia, she met Olivia, who is a girl that she used to look after and stuff, and yeah, there's something going on with her. And also it was her that went into Bernie's and took the bit of that picture. Like, what did she do that for? Like, there's obviously more going on with her. Poor Steve, I feel like he's going to feel a lot of guilt about this because obviously he didn't go in and visit Jim, and Amy was obviously like, Grandad doesn't know you anything, which she's right, Amy being the voice of reason, like, you don't know Grandad anything, Dad, but at the same time, knowing what Steve's like, I just know that he's going to feel guilty about this. I also feel bad for Bernie with this Mal situation because obviously he's an absolute creep, and I get why she thinks what she does, and obviously she doesn't know that it's actually Jodie that's went into the house. So Dev is home, obviously Bernie had to tell him the whole truth, and Mal is just getting worse and worse. I can see this just getting worse every day because obviously he's coming back every day and he's constantly putting her, and even though like there is times where she has gave as good as he's given her, but like he's still being a stalker. And like the way that he was shouting at her and Roy's as well when he came in, and Roy was like, didn't harass my staff like that, like get out, you know what I mean? So yeah, I can just see him getting worse and worse. Poor George with this whole situation, honestly, he is just in for some trouble, and the fact that like that woman has already got Adam on it, so she's already consulted with a lawyer and everything, and George is like, well, what am I going to do? Because obviously, like, he can't eat his Adam now, and it's like, it could end up in, like, serious trouble, and it could affect everything, really. And then Christina obviously opening her mouth and on, although she did try and fix it, but it never really worked out, did it? So this Jodie situation, obviously, like, I don't know if it's her that stole Shona's wedding ring or whatever, or how Shona's lost her wedding ring, but honestly, I'm so desperate for, like, something more to come out about Jodie, and I really don't want Jodie to be the one that's killed because I feel like there's so much more mileage to go with her yet, and, like, there's so much more things to explore and work out, like, why she is the way that she is, and why she's doing these things and stuff like that. So it's all happened for Bernie. Obviously she tried to walk away from Dave and then they ended up making up, and also Kit got in this about like an assault, and it's Mal that's been assaulted, and it's quite serious, like he's in intensive care, and obviously Bernie has now been arrested for it because of course they're going to think that it's her. So yeah. Poor George, I mean, he doesn't need all this with this claim, does he? And then obviously the other old wife is basically, well, he doesn't know if she's died. I think she's dead in front of him, which is just so sad. And obviously Adam is trying to fix things out for the old woman that's been accusing George of everything in the first place. And yeah, it's just a horrible situation. And I know that Christina's trying to help, but when she puts her foot in it, it's not really helping, is it? So Jodie, obviously Bethany has started to have her suspicions, so I'm really excited for Bethany to dig into this more and find out what Jodie's up to, because obviously the wedding ring thing has gave her suspicions, and also Jodie getting David back just to find the wedding ring, and the fact that they found it and everything, I think has definitely made Bethany so suspicious, quite rightly too. So, George, I'm not going to lie, I can see this situation with him and Annie getting worse. Obviously, she was at the police and basically trying to get them to take her seriously. And yeah, I can just see it getting worse. And I actually feel bad for George because he genuinely hasn't done anything and he doesn't really deserve this. I also love George as a character, so I really don't want him to go through anything bad like this. So Bernie, obviously it all came out that it was Kit. I guessed this yesterday actually that it was going to be Kit that did this to Mal, because obviously he said, well, Bernie looked so terrified and I was trying to do something. However, Kit's obviously been left with the case, so I mean, who's he going to try and pin it on, or what is he going to try and do to kind of get out of this situation? I mean, I don't know. We shall have to see, obviously. That's it for the Corey and Emmerdale video this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye!